Oops. Good evening, everybody. Sorry about that. Please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson? Here. Councilwoman Marcotte?
Here.
Councilman Dooley?
Here.
Councilman Marcocchio?
Here.
Supervisor Calavita?
Here. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We have a public hearing next on the agenda. It's called the public hearing to consider the adoption of a local law 6 to amend local law 3 of 2000 of the Vehicle and Traffic Code for the town of Eastchester. New Article 9 to be titled Forfeiture of Vehicles in Connection with Unlawful Speed Contests, a speed contest law within the town of Eastchester. And this is also paired with the other public hearing regarding the prohibition for unlawful speed within the town of Eastchester. So why don't we do B first? I think that would be the more prudent way to go. Let's open up the public hearing to consider the adoption of a local law 2023 to amend local law 3 of 2000 of the Vehicle and Traffic Code for the town of Eastchester. A new section 2-12 will be added to Article 2 to prohibit unlawful speed contests within the town of Eastchester. So this is item 4B. Someone care to make a motion to open a public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll on opening public hearing.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcocchio?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye. Okay, a public hearing is open. Anyone like to speak about this subject matter? Yes, Mr. Nolan, how are you?
Hi, thank you, everybody. I am County Legislator James Nolan. I'm happy to be here again to speak about this item. I proposed it to the town of Eastchester because this is a law that works. This law came about after my brother's death in 2015 from a serious matter that was taking place in Yonkers. Once the law was passed, it's been very successful. It has targeted people in the groups that are conducting these races, but also modifications to vehicles that are illegal, and also helps, try and make the roads a lot quieter and safer for everybody. After my brother's passing, I took this law to White Plains, Greenburgh, Yorktown. This law has now eliminated the problem in those jurisdictions as well. I stay in contact with the chiefs of police. They say that they have no issue anymore with this law in place. They basically eliminated it, but I don't want this problem going anywhere else. And now that I'm a member of the Board of Legislators that represents Eastchester, I'm proud to bring it here. And I'd like to say thank you for taking the consideration, because we need to make sure that public safety remains #1 priority for everybody all over the county. So to take this into consideration, it will help protect many residents of Eastchester, District 15, Westchester County, from something that's unlawful. The streets here in Eastchester are not made for racing. They're not made for illegal car activities. And once this is passed, it will help make your constituents feel a lot safer. So thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you. I couldn't have said it better. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Nolan. Anyone else? All right, there being no one else, someone care to close the public hearing? Make a motion? Thank you. I'll second same. Please call the roll, closing public hearing.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcocchio?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye. Any further comment from the board?
No.
No, there being none, someone care to make a motion to adopt a local law?
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcocchio?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye. Okay, next we have a public hearing on, I recited actually the introduction earlier, so I'll make the motion, open a public hearing with regard to the speed contest law that we just discussed. And ask for a second, please.
Second.
Thank you. Please call the roll on opening public hearing.
Sure. Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcocchio?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye. Anyone to speak on this subject? We heard a lot already, right? Mr. Nolan, thank you. Okay, so I'll make a motion to close the public hearing. Ask for a second, please.
Second.
All right, please call the roll on closing the public hearing.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcocchio?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye. Okay, then we need action on this matter. Someone care to move this?
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
All right, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcoccia?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
I want to thank County Legislator Nolan again for your input and your assistance in this matter. I know a certain group of people on Wilmot Road will be very happy about this, and those that live in the area of Lord and Taylor parking lot as well. So thank you very much for your guidance. All right, this brings us to opportunity to address the board on a specific agenda item. Yes, sir? It's all right.
So I just wanted to give you an update. I try to go around to my municipality as much as possible I represent. I do like to inform the Eastchester that I have put forward a letter requesting in this year's upcoming budget to request defibrillators to put into your parks here in Eastchester and fields. We do see what's happening now to people just collapsing. We need to make sure that defibrillators are available if it's needed. I also would like to mention that I have put a request in after the flooding that the county purchase about 50 new pumps with the heavy rainfall. We are pushing for dredging of the Bronx River Parkway and these other areas. This is a much bigger matter that we can actually afford, whereas in Congress to eventually come forward with money. But I am asking the county to put into the budget for pumps to be acquired in this upcoming budget. Because I recently found out, not just here in Eastchester, Yonkers, and Bronxville that I represent, but when the last heavy rainfall occurred, Bronxville had to go out and rent pumps. This is something that can't possibly happen. We have a number of homes that have a huge flooding issue, and for right now, if we could assist in any way possible, we're taking one step forward. I have spoken to the county executive. He's on board, so I will continue to keep everybody up to date with that. And I just wanted to say thank you once again for the opportunity.
Great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So to that point, Supervisor, Legislator, if you don't mind, so I just wanted to ask you a question. So, and you may not be aware, but years ago, the county actually owned its own dredging equipment. In fact, the operator of that was Phil White's father. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah.
It was Phil White's dad, who was Phil White was the former mayor of the village of Tuckahoe, God rest his soul. His dad was the operator of the dredging equipment that was owned by Westchester County. It was a shared service, if you will. It was brought throughout Westchester County, certainly on the Bronx River, as that waterway is the sole responsibility of the county, but other areas such as Crestwood Lake and other bodies throughout the county. So maybe that's something the county would like to consider. I have no idea what the cost of purchasing that equipment is, but certainly it would be a good shared service that would the municipalities would benefit greatly from. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
No, I agree. Thank you. I actually inquired about that this past week, so I will follow up with every department that was involved, planning, DPW, to see what it would cost, because the growing number of flooded homes just can't
No
happen
question.
anymore. And the Bronx River Parkway, it needs to be dredged. The Crestwood Lake, Bronxville Lake, and a number of these big bodies of water, or small bodies of water matter, need to be addressed. And it's up to us now for the county to step in and also have New York State assist us in any type of way possible. So I certainly will follow up, and I will have an update on it.
That's great. And to that point, just I'm going to throw this in there as well. At one point, the county was actually perpetuating, if you will, the theory that these bodies of water that were undergoing sedimentation, if you will, right, increasing amounts of sediment in the water, which were creating islands in the body of water, and they were arguing that is the natural course, that's nature just doing her thing and being natural, almost laissez-faire, only they didn't really care what the outcomes of that were. So I think we sort of need to get away from that thinking, if you will. It's certainly Crestwood Lake and the Bronx River.
Yeah,
so it's my 2 cents.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. And like I said, I will follow up and make sure to keep everybody up to date on it.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you. Supervisor.
You got it. Okay, anyone else? Opportunity to address the board on a specific agenda item? Okay, we'll move over to appointments. We have an appointment in the Highway Department. This is the probationary appointment of Vincent Petroselli to the full-time position of Motor Equipment Operator, MEO, Group F, Step 4, Group F, Step 4, at the annual salary of $71,715, effective October 27th, 2023. Mr. Petroselli has been with us for 17 years as a laborer. If approved, he'll be required to serve a probationary period which will run not less than 12 weeks and not more than 52 weeks, and funds have been provided for the 2023 budget. Someone care to make a motion to appoint Mr. Petroselli?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley.
Aye.
Councilman Marcochia.
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita.
Aye. Next is the probationary appointment of Daniel DeLeo to the full-time position of MEO for a Group F, Step 6, Schedule 2, at the annual salary of $71,715, effective October 27, 2023. Mr. DeLeo has been working with the town for 7 years as a laborer. He will also serve a probationary period of no less than 12 weeks and not more than 52 weeks, and funds have been provided for in our budget. I'll make the motion. Ask for a second, please.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson.
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte.
Aye.
Councilman Dooley.
Aye.
Councilman Marcochia.
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita.
Aye. Next is a probationary appointment of Michael Pizzuti to the full-time position of laborer, Group E, Step 2, Schedule 3, at the annual salary of $52,560, effective October 27, 2023. He will also serve a probationary period of not less than 12 weeks and not more than 52 weeks. The appointment is contingent upon the successful completion of the background investigation and pre-employment testing. Funds have been provided for in the 2023 budget, and I'll make the motion for Mr. Pizzuti. Ask for a second, please.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson. Aye. Councilwoman Marcotte.
Aye.
Councilman Dooley.
Aye.
Councilman Marcochia.
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita.
Aye. Next, the probationary appointment of Eric Maiello to the position, full-time position of laborer, Group E, Step 2, Schedule 3, at the annual salary of $52,560, effective October 27, 2023. If approved, he'll also serve a probationary period to run not less than 12 weeks and not more than 52 weeks. And the appointment is also contingent upon the successful completion of the background investigation, pre-employment testing. Funds have been provided for in the 2023 budget. Someone care to make a motion on Mr. Maiello?
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson. Aye. Councilwoman Marcotte.
Aye.
Councilman Dooley.
Aye.
Councilman Marcochia.
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita.
Aye. Next is a probationary appointment of Michael Shaheen to the full-time position of laborer, Group E, Step 2, Schedule 3, at the annual salary of $52,560, effective October 27th, 2023. He shall serve a probationary period which will run not less than 12 weeks and not more than 52 weeks. The appointment is also contingent upon the successful completion of the background investigation, pre-employment testing. Funds have been provided for in the 2023 budget. Someone care to make a motion for Mr. Shaheen?
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson. Aye. Councilwoman Marcotte.
Aye.
Councilman Dooley.
Aye.
Councilman Marcochia.
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita.
Aye. Lastly, the probationary appointment of Joe Mercarella to the position, full-time position of laborer, Group E, Step 2, Schedule 3, at the annual salary of $52,560, effective October 27th, 2023. If approved, he will be required to serve a probationary period which will run not less than 12 weeks and not more than 52 weeks. The appointment is contingent on a successful completion of the background investigation, pre-employment testing. Funds have been provided for in the 2023 budget. And someone care to make a motion for Mr. Mercarella?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson. Aye. Councilwoman Marcotte.
Aye.
Councilman Dooley.
Aye.
Councilman Marcochia.
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita.
Aye, and the law provides we have to do each one of them individually. That's why I had to take the time to go through all of them. We can't just do them in a cluster. Next, we have the approval of the minutes of the October 3rd Town Board meeting. Any proposed modifications or amendments? There being none, someone care to make a motion to approve the
So
minutes
moved.
as submitted?
So moved.
All right,
Second.
please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson. Aye. Councilwoman Marcotte.
Aye.
Councilman Dooley.
Aye.
Councilman Marcochia.
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita.
Aye. Next are the reports of departments, boards, and commissions. Police Department report, Chief. We can also receive and file the September 23 monthly report. Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Supervisor, members of the town board. As you all know, we had the Columbus Day Carnival 2 weekends ago. It was a great success, albeit the rain, but it was a very safe carnival. I wanted to thank all the officers that worked that night. We had officers from our department, Tuckahoe, the Eastchester Auxiliary Police, and the sheriffs, the county sheriffs who participated. And they all worked together very well, so we made sure it was a fun, safe event. Recently, we've seen an uptick in the number of elderly scams in town. There's been a couple different ones. There's been paving scams, also known as gypsy scams, where people come to an elderly person's house, try and make them pave, get them to pave the driveway. Sometimes they charge them an exorbitant amount of money and they don't do the work. We've had the typical phone scams that everybody is familiar with. We put out alerts on. And also we've seen an increase in pickpocketing, essentially what it is. They'll try and, the criminals will try and drop something on the floor, get an elderly person to pick it up, and at the same time
take their credit cards, their debit cards, and their license keys out of their purse and wallet. We've had a couple instances of those, generally in the supermarkets in town, so we just want to make everybody aware. Carry your pocket or your pocketbook or your purse on the front of your person. Keep your wallet in your front pocket. Don't pick up any, even a $20 bill. If they drop it, just leave it there. Let somebody else pick it up, because chances are it's not yours, and they're trying to scam you by dropping the 20. Recently, Sergeant Ortiz Castellano and Officer Mendez attended the New York Women in Law Enforcement Conference, which was held in Rockland County in Suffern. Lieutenant George Castellano and P.O. Kyle Park attended the FBI Close Quarters Combat Tactics Training Course, which was put on by the FBI. They're going to bring that training back here, so it helps us in our active shooter response. They're going to bring that to all the officers. And lastly, I would just like to congratulate Chief John Costanzo, the Tuckahoe Police Department, who is going to be retiring next week after 42 faithful years of service down there. He has been a great mentor, a great police chief, and I wish him all the best.
It's very nice of you. Yeah, we join you in that as well.
Yes.
I think we're all attending his dinner, his send-off dinner, which should be a lot of fun, I'm sure. Anything for the chief? Thank you very much, Chief. Okay, Law Department report.
Thank you. The first item is a resolution authorizing the supervisor to execute and deliver a contract made between the town of Eastchester and Sport Tech Construction Corp. for the renovation and construction of the tennis courts at Leawood Park.
Sure. On this matter, the town has developed a plan for the improvement of Leawood Park. The tennis courts are in terrible shape, and the high school team practices there, so we want to make sure we get them updated first. And this entity is already approved on state contract, so we did not have to go out to bid. They're already an approved contractor for the county and for the state. And this is to start on probably November 6th or 7th. They're going to start on the courts, and it'll include basically scraping of the existing court, the installation of another concrete pad, and then fencing around the perimeter. Of course, there'll be a surface added to it when the weather warms up a little bit. But we're very happy to get this project underway, and this is one component of a much larger project for the renovation of Leawood Park, which is used by many, many people. So with that being said, I'll make a motion to approve this and ask for a second, please.
I'll second that.
Thank you very much. Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcoccia?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye.
Item number 2 is a resolution authorizing the settlement of a certiorari proceeding instituted by 231 Main Properties LLC, affecting the premises known as Section 69, Block 5, Lot 12, 231 Main Street in Eastchester. The assessment year is 2018 through 2022, and the tax year is 2019 through 2023. And the total amount of the tax refund is $5,603.49.
All right, so moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson? Aye. Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Marcoccia?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye. Next, I have a Highway Department report. Mr. Latella? The busy guy.
Good evening, Supervisor Calavita and members of the Town Board. I would like to report crews completed planting of our fall flowers and installation of fall banners. Our residents will enjoy these great fall colors all around town. Fall cleanup will be starting soon. Again, we ask all our residents that leaf piles be placed on the right-of-ways. This is of importance to keep leaves from clogging our stormwater drains in the event of heavy rains, and also for our streets to be clear and safe for vehicle and pedestrian traffic. Please be reminded that scheduled pickups during the month of November will change due to holidays. Please refer to your schedule or contact the Highway Department for any of this information. On another note, our department continues to monitor and evaluate any improvements for water-related issues. To date, we have done some improvements down on Garth Road in the Gray Rock area, Hewitt Avenue in Lespenard, and Alder Lane. I have nothing further to report.
All right, any comments, Mr. Lutella? No, thank you very much. Appreciate it. We receive your written report as well. Okay, we receive our tax report for the month of October. You can receive and file same. That moves us over to our town clerk's report. Anything further?
No.
All right, receive and file that. Correspondence, we have a memorandum from the controller on part-time and seasonal employees. We have one employee in Recreation Department. I'll make a motion for her. Ask for a second, please.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Markocha?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye. Next, we have a memorandum from the library director on the acceptance of the bid for the elevator replacement project at the Eastchester Public Library. And this has gone out on several occasions, and two of the three bids that were received on this particular bid cycle were rejected as they were incomplete and disqualified. So the remaining bid from Suburban Construction Company was in the amount of $526,620. And the Board of Trustees of the library has agreed to use $489,239 of library fund balance to finance the project, and the balance from the remainder of the cost will be from the New York State construction grant that they've received approval for. So, with that being said, someone care to make a motion to authorize the award of the library elevator replacement bid to the Suburban Construction Company in the amount of $526,620?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Markocha?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye. Next, we have on our miscellaneous agenda, we have town board meeting scheduled for, instead of Tuesday, November 7th, which is Election Day, we have historically made that town board meeting the next day on Wednesday, November 8th. Someone care to make a motion?
So moved.
All right, I'll second same. Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Dooley?
Aye.
Councilman Markocha?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye. Next, council member reports. Councilman Markocha?
Thank you, Supervisor. Just a brief announcement here. The Eastchester Environmental Committee is hosting an EV charging event at the Eastchester Public Library parking lot on Saturday, October 21st, from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. To learn more, please attend. There's going to be car dealers, charging companies, unique EVs, electricians, and to learn more about the incentives, for different types of EV products that you can purchase. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Councilman Dooley?
I have no report this evening.
All right. Councilwoman Nicholson?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, everyone. This week at the library, tomorrow, there's a construction update. There's a late opening on Wednesday and Thursday, October 18th and 19th. It will be from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., and that's Thursday, 1 p.m. to 8:30 on Wednesday. Also, what's happening at the library this week, we have plenty of fun, exciting programs. We have the team program, Broadway Bound, which is, actually was Tuesday, that was today. Missed that one. But Paint Your Masterpiece with Connie on Wednesday, tomorrow at 7:15 p.m. She's back with another interactive painting program. In addition, we have the Knit-Wit Wednesdays at 4, Crochet with Faith on Thursday at 3:45, and the Friday film series is Golda. Also, there's early voting at the library starting Saturday, October 28th through Sunday, November 5th. And if you need more information, more detail, you could reach out to www.eastchesterlibrary.org or call 914-793-5055. And that is all I have.
Thank you. Councilwoman Marcotte?
Thank you. I just want to piggyback on the chief's comments with regard to the law enforcement that was in full force at the Columbus Day Parade and Carnival. Always makes for a smooth event and a safe event, so thank you to all of the men and women who were there. Also want to thank the residents who came out. They were a big part of that celebration, and just the community was in full force, and it was just great to see everybody. It was a glorious day for the parade, and again, thank you to all those involved for bringing this event for like now 17, 18 years.
Oh, more than that. Actually, the next year will be the 50th anniversary, but at Lake Isle, it's been about
Right.
17, 18 years. Yeah.
So, and that's it. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that brings us to the second opportunity to address the board.
Good evening, everybody. Mike McLaughlin, 22 Crawford. Couple quick things. I would like to thank the supervisor and the board members. I know a couple weeks ago, during the Columbus weekend celebration, there was a heavy rain on Saturday. I know several of you were in the neighborhood of Bronxville Manor, inspecting, and seeing what we go through on a as rain basis. So I appreciate that. Mr. Calavita, I appreciate your response to my email today,
Sure.
outlining discussions for a plan. Just curious if you could expand upon that for some of my neighbors who I wasn't able to get in touch with today. Also, in the stages of that planning, I've noticed around the neighborhood the past few days and week or so, a couple of the Village of Bronxville Highway Department stuff out there. There's been some pumps in the dog park. There's been some work on Alder, Sean? On Alder Lane.
The older area and Dusenberry up there.
Yeah, and Doonesbury. So I was just wondering, with the plan you started to lay out today, or the discussions you started to lay out today, is Village of Bronxville, is that part of that discussion? And then Iona and the Village of Tuckahoe, are they going to be involved in that
Yes.
planning and discussion as well?
We're working cooperatively with the Village of Bronxville because we feel that's the best way to get anything done. With all due respect, Tuckahoe is absent. I don't know if they're part of the problem with regard to that field that was put in, but notwithstanding that, it's really a Bronxville Eastchester issue. And ultimately, we have to bring in Iona University, when the time comes. But, a couple of smaller things have been done in the interim. We actually located Mr. Latella found a catch basin in the woods on the other side of Alder that had been covered over or, somehow not utilized.
Okay.
Also, we made some improvements in that wooded area. And I know the pumps you're referring to are Bronxville installed them temporarily to get water off of Dusenberry and onto that bird sanctuary area there. There's a little, swale there that they're using.
I saw that yesterday when my wife and I were taking a walk around the neighborhood. Like when you come down Doonesbury, going towards like Cottle and
yeah, right,
Siwanoy,
towards
on the
Siwanoy.
right.
Yes.
When you first get in, there's that little like channel, like you
Yes.
said. Yeah.
Well, again, we have also, I've spoken directly with Mr. Tremelli, who is the engineer working for the town. He is working with AJ, who's the engineer for the Village of Bronxville. Mr. Latella regularly communicates with his counterpart in Bronxville. We're also, I spoke with Jim Palmer on multiple occasions. He's the village manager. And we're all getting on the same page. And basically, we're just compiling information now. We have they didn't do percolation tests yet, but they're doing hydrology studies to make sure that if we are going to relocate water into those two fields, which is, I hope to make one big field, that the water table, we have to find out where the water table is. Because if you go lower than the water table, you're not accomplishing anything. Right. So we want to make sure we have, the proper depth there, and, for excavation and for this, channeling. I think I had a little tilting of swords with the village today because I want to make a large lake, and they're thinking more of channels. So we'll have to compromise somewhere in the middle. But as long as we can hold as much water as is possible, then that's what that would satisfy us. Also, they've conducted borings as well. And, they're looking to see what is below, in these fields, what's down there. In addition to that, I know we have there's a word, forget the term of art. We have snaked our sewer lines. Okay. They have hired Cooks who does the same thing for their lines as well. We've done some camera work. They're doing camera work. So we're kind of teeing this thing up to make sure we have all this stuff available for calculation. And I think the way it's probably going to shake out, our engineer probably will do this parallel line along Crawford, the design for that, and then they're going to be like the point persons on the point professionals on this, I guess, stream or low area or however you want to call it, the lake. I'm going to call it the creation of the lake, that's where we're going.
Okay.
So now, the team of engineers and Mr. Latella walked Siwanoy Golf Course to examine, what the impact would be, if anything, there, what was available there, we have easements going back and forth. Unfortunately, the easements that we have there are probably not spot on. So maybe we'll end up doing something on the golf course with, of course, Silenois' support and help, because they have been very helpful this entire time, which is good. So we're doing all of this. In addition to that, we're working at the bottom of the hill for those people that live on Lisbonard and California Road, because we have to be cognizant of any impact this may have on them. But I think the overall plan is coming together very nicely. So, I mean, there's a lot of other little stuff that's been going on, but pretty much that's what's going on.
So when you say a line on Crawford, like another pipe
Yeah,
to get
a
the
parallel
water out
drain.
Okay.
Right.
So a second pipe
Yeah.
to clear the water out of there.
And I know I'm not being artful, but my thought is that line that's there now, there's no reason we can't have whatever you call it, another line coming out of that right onto the fields.
Yep,
Like
exactly.
just suck
Yeah.
it all in and push it out. And also had a conversation with Mr. Chiarelli today, not that we want to go there, but like at the Bronxville High School, they have turbine pumps that pump water from the school out underneath Midland, underneath the grounds at Bronxville Village Hall onto Scout Field. Makes a mess of Scout Field, but at least it's off the school property. Now, I know, I think 2 or 3 of them crapped out this 2 weekends ago, but, even if we had to set up a pump system, right? That was pressure driven and just suck the water out of the Crawford line and just push it onto this field. I mean.
Yeah, because it definitely gets caught there, because I have videos, and I think Sheila and I were talking about this when she was at my property 2 Saturdays ago, where, you can clearly see the point in front of 22 and 24 Crawford, where it gets caught there, and then the storm sewers that are on the corners of the 4-way stop at Crawford and North are free flowing all the time. So it's definitely a catch between York and Rose somewhere.
Yeah.
So
We
that
gotta
definitely,
push
if
it.
we could get the pump to
Yeah.
pump that out of there, that'd be.
And also, too, you got to keep in mind that there are homes on Older that
Yep.
need to be protected, too. So
Absolutely.
I think once we get past there, see, that's what I'm thinking, right past there, where that field begins, everything goes in
Yeah.
there, by force or by gravity. And I think we occupy the entire space. Again, engineers always want you to do, what is prudent and what is only necessary. I'm thinking go big or go home,
Yeah.
there's no reason why we can't do all of it. And it's an excavator for an extra few weeks, who cares,
I mean, the 100-year storm is every 3 months now, so.
Yep, I know. And there was a little blowback from people in the village about the
Yeah.
sanctuary there and all. But you know what, though? On balance, you got to keep in mind, you have homes and people's life savings and whatnot versus,
Absolutely.
the bird sanctuary. And I assured anyone that approached me that anything that was displaced would be replaced somewhere else.
Yep.
If not in the immediate vicinity, somewhere else, we'll figure something out.
Great.
We'll do something, but that cannot be an impediment to the resolution of this issue here.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. The one last comment I'll have, and then, I don't know if my other neighbors want to speak. The one thing I was thinking about, and I know you've stated some good ideas, and we have a plan that seems to be going forward. The one thing that concerns me as a parent, now my kids are in the middle school at Tuckahoe now, but the last rainstorm, where everyone was in the neighborhood, was on homecoming. The Crawford Street was closed for about an hour or so in the middle of the afternoon. Cleared up, dried out. Homecoming did not have an issue with that, but the road was closed. My concern as a parent is, God forbid, there's an emergency at William Cottle School. That is the road that is used for that. Now, if there's a problem with Crawford being closed and Rose being closed, response time matters. So for the village of Tuckahoe to be absent completely when their residents are going to school there is irresponsible. That is a very serious issue for the safety of our children. God forbid something happens there. Any kind of emergency where a kid has an accident or something, anything, response time matters, and to have to go around all the way to Siwanoy Golf Club or up Prospect and then across Ridge, that's gonna be precious time. And for the village of Tuckahoe to not own up to that and be a part of this solution, it's unacceptable when it comes to the safety of our children. And that's the last thing I'll leave you with. Sure. I really appreciate your time, and thank you for laying all this stuff out. Hopefully things get moving pretty soon.
Well, like I said, we need to get like a little group email group going.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that, so you guys get the information out, and, it's a little easier that way, and maybe
Perfect.
you could spearhead that.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
on your last point, I like to believe that the fire trucks get through anything, but I don't know about ambulances, though. See,
Right.
they're a little bit lower profile, they're not, that full 2 feet, 3 feet off the ground, but you make a valid point, and that's certainly something we got to consider.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time and I appreciate your efforts.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
You're very welcome. Anyone else? Yes.
Good evening. My name is Keith Owen. I live at 62 Hewitt Avenue. First, I'd like to thank Mr. Nolan for bringing this public safety issue to the town's attention and to getting this law passed. I know you turned a tragedy into a force for good for public safety, and I really appreciate that. And I thank you very much. And also for your efforts to help our flooding issues at the county level. We really enjoy the air support there. I'd like to thank Mr. Latella and the highway crews for starting work on Hewitt and Lispenard Avenue. We've seen the new catch basins and the new drain hole in the middle of the street. I'm very appreciative of that, particularly myself. I think that helps out my property and maybe the property right next to me to the south more than anyone else. However, that does little to assuage the fears of my neighbors a little further south on Lispenard, who still experience the water coming across the highway into their driveways. I know it has been promised that the street would be repaved and the pitch would be corrected so that water does not flow from the highway to our homes. We're hoping for an update on when that might be completed.
Well, first of all, just so we're clear, Con Ed paved that. That was not our paving crew that did that, just so we're clear, because I was thinking about it. I wanted to make sure.
If I may interrupt, Con Ed paved it, and then a year or two after that, the town did repave it again.
Yeah, but Con Ed has had the third go-around there, because they're doing that whole, as you know, you're very familiar with the,
Right.
I'm going to loosely call it a project on California Road that's taking, 1,000 years to get done. But I think Mr. Latella was going to put a catch basin on the, I'm going to say the east side, the opposite side, the Parkway side of your home, and then have like a split in that water that was going down the street, coming from the middle of the block toward the end of the block. And Mr. Latella, if I'm not mistaken, is that correct? Am I describing correctly? Yeah. So he's putting that together as we're these next couple of weeks.
Is that the one that has already been done?
The ones that are complete are yeah.
Okay, I get them right. Okay, I wasn't sure if you did none already.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my concern is further south on Lispenard. Those new catch basins seem to be helping me, or I imagine they will. But further south on Lispenard, that problem still exists, where water is coming across from the highway into the homes. We were told about a year ago that the town would be correcting the pitch of the street. Now, who's responsible for pitching it the wrong way in the first place? I can't attest. I'm not an engineer. I'm not an expert. All I know is what we all see. We see that water crashing from the highway towards everyone's home on Lispenard. We were told it would be corrected in the spring. It was not. We were told at that time that the town was waiting for Con Ed to move a little bit down California to get out of the way. And then when I spoke with Mr. Latella a few weeks ago, he said that the catch basins would come first, which have been done, and then that part of it would be done after. So I'm not just here for myself. I'm here for my neighbors. They've been supportive of me. I want to be supportive of them. Also, our friends on Crawford in Bronxville Manor. It seems that there are some neighboring jurisdictions or institutions who are being less than good neighbors. My neighbors and myself on Lispenard would be willing to help in any kind of petitions or letter writing campaigns that may be necessary. I do appreciate the actions of the town. It seems that the town really is getting a plan together, and we hope to see the fruits of those labors.
Okay,
Thank you.
back to the main point, the question as to paving, I have to confer with Mr. Latella, because I know, like, after a while, the plant's closed, you can't get pavement. Comes a point where it's too cold to pave.
Correct.
So I have
Correct,
to, I'll confer with Mr. Latella.
Our understanding was that it was already approved and planned for this past spring. The Con Ed work on California interrupted
that might have
that.
retarded the project,
Yeah. So everyone is waiting with bated breath to know when that will be done. I know everyone down south of me on Lispenard is nervous every time the rain starts to fall. Doesn't take much rain for the water to come down their driveways into their garages and basements. So not just here for myself, but for them as well.
All right, okay. But aren't those houses up about 8, 10 feet above the elevation of the roadway?
Well, some of them have driveways that are either level or pitch somewhat down into
Yeah,
their
one
garages.
is level, I know. The
Yeah.
other ones are all up pretty high, even on the south end, though, aren't they?
Well, I haven't examined each of the homes,
Yeah,
but I
all
know
right,
that
okay,
there
all
are
right.
some
Well,
in
look, I'll tell
particular
you what.
that are more vulnerable, and everyone is just really waiting for when that work will be done so that that water stays on the highway side of the street.
I'll confer with Mr. Latella. We'll come up with a date or, a target date and see if we can't work that out. But I can't speak to it now, but I got to talk to Rocco and see what he says.
All right, and we'd just like to keep the lines of communication open. More than happy to continue to serve as a liaison for Hewitt and Lisbonard, and I'm always in communication with the folks on Crawford as well.
We might need some heavies to go to some other board meetings and straighten some people out. So,
I'll clear my schedule.
okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you very much, Keith. All right, there being no one else, someone care to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all.